Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Priya, aka Beauty and the Books, and today we have a book. No, I didn't even do that right. Did I? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Priya, aka Beauty and the Books, and this is the place that you will find everything beauty and book based, with the occasional vlog dropped in. If that sounds like a little bit of you, then you know what to do. Subscribe and ring the bell. We don't know if it works. Well, we never will. Anyway, today's video is a book review, and we are reviewing The End of Men by Christina Sweeney-Baird. I want to say bird, but it's spelled like bed. But we are reading this, and I want to say a huge shout out to the Borough Press for gifting this copy to me. This is a uncorrected proof, so my experience of reading this might be a little bit different to yours, but I'm going to review this on the overall story, the concept, the plot, and just the way that it goes. So I do accept that there might be some mistakes in terms of grammatical errors and stuff, but we take that with a pinch of salt. So this is coming out on the 29th of April 21. Now it's just so scary. It's like this woman predicted the future in a way. So basically this book is set in the year 2025, and it follows the story of a virus pandemic outbreak situation that basically only ever affects men. So this virus is very similar to coronavirus in its characteristics. If that sort of concept is triggering for you at the moment, then maybe this isn't a book for you, but it is one hell of an interesting read. So if you want to know what I thought about this book, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first off, straight off the bat, this book was giving me The Power and Red Clocks vibes, and if you haven't read those two books, then I thoroughly recommend them to you. I also, before we get into this, have a full kind of recommendations for feminist dystopian books on my channel, so I'll link that up here somewhere. This book was definitely giving me those vibes for sure, and mainly because of the interchanging point of views. The author uses quite a few female points of views, never from men actually. That's quite interesting. Never from the male point of view, considering they're the victims in this situation. In some aspects I thought there was too many. Like, it would have been nice maybe like a list, kind of the doctor, the name, the housewife, the name, and so you can kind of flip between them and remember who they are, because they do come up again, but not frequently enough for you to remember who they are. So I did struggle and I had to write them down. But I also liked the breadth of the amount of point of views, because it gave you a really broad scope of the current situation, the narrative, and how it was affecting different people in the society. So it's a double-edged sword there. There was a lot of them, and I think kind of maybe a list of who they were at the beginning would have been really helpful. But also having a lot of point of views kind of gave you more of an insight into the situation of the society. So there isn't like exactly chapters. The only thing that breaks them up is kind of Catherine, day 35, and the location. And then it is also split up into sections. So this set, obviously the first section is called before, and then it's like the last section is after, and then in the middle you've got like strength and so on and so forth. So I like the way that it's laid out. It's not the most conventional type. It's not like chapter 1 and then loads of point of views. It's the point of views act as the breakers. Even though this is kind of classed as a feminist dystopian novel, there's no like real strong kind of intense feminism, and there's no kind of intense comments on how the patriarchy is the death of us all. If anything, it's more a comment on society and the way that it functions. So you realise as the novel goes on that as these men keep dying, some key roles within society are left kind of unfilled. So more of the manual labour jobs, more of the construction stuff is male dominated, so they have to, you know, they're kind of stuck and they think, what the hell do we do? So it's more of a comment on society and how it's been built, rather than saying men are awful, that's why they are being targeted by a disease. So from this, it's really interesting to see how the world is actually catered to the male body. So for example, on like page 337 or something, it was kind of commenting on how this has been good for women in a way, so how there's been less car accidents because seats and seat belts in cars have been adjusted for the shorter, slighter female frame. And also phones, the fact that iPhones and Android, she even mentions, have started making smaller phones to fit into the hands of women. So even like uniforms and helmet, they've all been kind of redesigned for the female body as well as the male, so it's not just a woman wearing a man's size small, it's actually a woman wearing a woman's size small. That has led to like less deaths on the job in terms of like police and armed forces and stuff. So it's really interesting the comment that Bird puts on that and how society creates things for men and then women are just the afterthought and things have just slightly tailored. Just, oh, they'll be fine like that. But it just makes you think of the world differently. So this whole book, obviously, as we know, is full of interchanging point of views, and that is the way that it's set out. But the one issue I did have with it was the fact that it was majorly heterosexual and heteronormative point of views. There was not really any LGBTQ plus representation. I think there might have been one individual and maybe a friend of one of the main characters, but apart from that, no. Like, there was mention of how the gay community was severely suffering and stuff, but there wasn't actually any kind of first person point of view there or any real in-depth discussion about it. It was just kind of mentioned in the background. There was a kind of comment on how women were more open to dating women and the concept of gender fluidity, but it would have been nice to see more of a representation of like point of views from those from different sexualities. I legit teared up a few times reading this, and I don't know if it's because the whole concept is so close to what's going on at the moment and the situation we're in now, but some of it was intense. Catherine's story really broke me, like really did. As I said before, if kind of this whole concept of the pandemic and people dying and it all being so close to home triggers you, then I don't think this is a novel for you at this moment in time, but I would definitely recommend picking it up later on when you feel like you could. But I think because it was so close to home in terms of the situation at the moment, it did make it a little bit more intense and a little bit more emotional for me, but it was good. It was written really well. So overall, my thoughts were that it was written really well. I'm not going to comment too much on the writing style, just because what I have read is an uncorrected proof, but I like the way that it was laid out. There were excerpts from news articles in there. There's an array of women from different professions, so you have like a housewife, an academic, a doctor, a person living on a farm. Like, there's just a lot of different types of point of views. I like that it wasn't just overly feminist and it wasn't just an FU to men. It was a, no, you know, this is how society runs at the moment. Is that an issue? So if half of our population were to just disappear overnight, would we be able to function? So it's really, I think it's more of a comment on the gender imbalances within society than it is a men are awful type book. Yeah, I think overall this is a really good one. I'm happy to have read it, and it will be sitting with my other dystopian books very proudly. So yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. If you want to purchase The End of Men, then please use my bookshop.org link that is in the description. That is an affiliate link, so it does help me out, but you are also helping out independent bookshops in your local area when you do purchase through bookshop.org. But yeah, so that's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all the good stuff down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! How it's going and how it's kind of transporting across is... Oh, that's bright. Is that the right way? There we go. Let's do this. No, we'll just ignore that. Gave you a lot more... Gave a lot... No, that's not the right words. That's not the right words. That's not how you do it. Okay. Oh, jeez.